Greetings and welcome to the Transform Podcast. It's Tuesday, November 16th, 2021. This is episode 10, and I'm your host, Christopher Anastasio. So welcome back, guys. Today, we're going to have kind of a short episode, but I want to drill down into something that's kind of related to one of the other episodes that we did earlier about websites and creating a good user experience on your websites. I actually want to talk today about the difference between your website homepage and a landing page and what you're trying to accomplish with both of those things. Okay, so basically we're going to kind of go into that from a fairly high level. In future episodes we may drill down into any one of these aspects of it, but I kind of want to make sure as you guys set up your websites or as you think about setting up landing pages to drive traffic and give away value and that sort of thing, you understand the difference and the different strategies that you can employ and that sort of thing. So first off, guys, let's just talk about what the difference is between a landing page and a home page. I mean, you may not even realize that they look and feel and are set up differently. Okay, so again, super high level, 4 of the most common differences between your home page and a landing page. Okay, so number 1, landing pages have no navigation. Okay, they're sort of standalone, and home pages do. They do have navigation. Okay. Number 2, landing page traffic comes from ads. Okay, so if you're running paid traffic ads, you're trying to buy eyeballs onto your page, you would be sending them to a landing page. Your home page traffic can come from many sources. You can drive people come from ads to a home page, or you can have it come in organically. Landing pages are number 3. Landing pages are separate from a business's website. Home pages are the front page of a business's website. So there's some real separation there between the two from a technical perspective as well. Okay, so that's kind of a key difference. And then number 4, landing pages have a single goal. You literally are only trying to accomplish one thing with that landing page, and we'll get into that in a second. Whereas home pages promote website browsing. Once somebody comes to your home page, you really don't know where they're going to go next. I mean, you have lots of different pages on that website. In fact, they may not even come in on your home page. They may click a URL that brings them to a different page, a separate page from your website. From your home page. So traditionally, you like to funnel people through the home page, and they can kind of get the lay of the land, and they can click through and do the navigation they need to do from there. But you never know which way they're going to come in. Okay, and if they come in off the home page, they may navigate back to the home page and then reorient from there. But again, it's kind of like a little bit of a maze. Obviously, you don't want it to be a complicated maze, but it's got a lot of options for them to choose from in terms of where they go and what they do. You can't really control what happens at that point. With the landing page, you can. You can absolutely kind of, solidify them into either taking the action you want them to take or not. Okay? So basically, let's talk about this from a goal perspective. Okay, let's kind of isolate that for a moment. So landing pages and home pages have very different goals. Okay, the home page goal kind of serves like your pamphlet for your company, right? Your capabilities briefing or your brochure, if you will. Okay, you're going to be establishing brand awareness. You're trying to solidify that brand in their mind. You want to build trust with them organically. Again, they can come and go on that home page and on that website as they please. So every part of it, you're trying to kind of get that brand equity going. And you want to promote engagement. So you're giving them opportunities on that website to engage with you. Leave us a message here, call us there, download this, guide here. You just have a lot of different options and possibilities there in terms of what you can do to build that trust. Now, with your landing page, your goal is going to be very singular, okay? And that goal can vary, but it's going to be one thing. I want to capture an email address. So let's say I'm going to give away some value to capture that email address. I want people to come to my landing page and set up a meeting with me. So I'm going to try to funnel them through to a calendar application and set up a meeting with me or a Zoom call or whatnot. So again, it's very laser focused from a landing page perspective, whereas the home page is trying to accomplish a variety of, brand connected types of activities and objectives. Okay, so that's kind of, from a goal standpoint, from a traffic standpoint, if you're paying for advertising space, okay, so now we're talking about how you get traffic in and where you're going to get it from and that sort of thing. So if you are trying to get visitors to a landing page, there's a good chance you're going to consider doing that with ads. In fact, that's the preferred method, is to pay for the clicks to drive people onto the landing page, because you're really trying to convert them into doing something on that landing page that presumably will bring you value, right? So that's why you don't mind paying for the clicks, because there's going to be a conversion, hopefully, on the back end that then translates into some kind of economic value for you, right? So if you are trying to get traffic to your home page, it's not as likely that you'll use ads. I mean, you can use them. You can just drive paid traffic to your website and just kind of hope they do whatever you want them to do when they get there. But remember, they have lots of different options, and there's a lot of different trap doors they can go through. So the paid traffic can be, in some sense, squandered if you're not getting the right responses once they get there. Okay. So again, if you want to really start ramping up conversions, and you really want to start, let's say, booking clients or selling product or enticing people to take, let's say, a free guide in exchange for their email address, you want to pay for that traffic. I mean, a very common tactic would be to pay for that traffic and drive them onto a landing page that has that singular focus. Okay? So lastly, and we kind of covered this a little bit, but I want to drill down a little bit on navigation. If you go to a landing page, you're just not going to see that menu bar at the top. You're not going to see that set of options to send your prospect anywhere. Okay, they're going to have to either do the thing that's on the landing page, or they're going to leave. And so this is a huge difference between that and your website, because once they get to the website, they're going to have that menu bar, they're going to have that navigation at the top. Obviously, you want to keep that fairly economical and simple, but you definitely are going to be giving them options there, okay, that they can follow and browse around your website and so on and so forth. Okay, so the home page should be browser friendly. You want to make sure that it's very easy to navigate. It's very easy to find what they might be looking for, and just keep in mind the user experience. That kind of goes to to one of our previous episodes about making sure that there's a pleasant user experience when a visitor comes to your website. Okay, now obviously you want your landing page to have a pleasant user experience as well, but it's a little bit easier to control that and to make sure that happens a certain way because you're simply dealing with one single page, and you don't even have to worry about navigation. You don't even have to worry about the site mapping making sense, or reducing the number of clicks per page, or from page to page or whatnot. So anyway, that's kind of just kind of wanted to go a layer down there for you guys on some of the specific key differences between the two. But I think where I want to kind of wrap this up is, from an overarching sense, when you are dealing with prospects and you are trying to cultivate business online, you want to follow the mantra of know, like, and trust. Okay, and you're trying to move the prospect through those three stages. You want them to know you. They have to become aware of you and know that you're actually out there in this vast space known as the internet. Okay, so there's a challenge there just to get them to know who you are, right? Then you want them to like you. So in other words, you want to develop an affinity between yourself and your brand and that prospect, and then you want to bring them into a trust, a level of trust. Okay, and so basically, when you get to that point, you have the greatest chance for conversion. Okay, when you've gotten them to trust you. So obviously, on a website with your home page being the gateway, you can do these three things. I mean, you can get somebody to know you just by getting them onto that website and getting them to search around. You can have them develop an affinity for you in terms of how useful your website is, how much value you're bringing, that sort of thing. And then over time, that can turn into trust. But if you're trying to shorten or compress that cycle, one of the tactics that you can use is the landing page approach, where you've set up a singular focused page that's accomplishing one specific thing, and you are sort of accelerating them through the know, like, and trust. So you're going to get them to know you by, let's say, paying for the traffic and sending them right to that landing page, right? So now, all of a sudden, paid ad, boom, they click, they know who you are. They have an awareness of you, right? And that's the bare minimum level entry point. Then, after you've done that, you're going to get them to like you, and you're going to create affinity by, in most cases, and I'm not saying every landing page does this, but you're going to give something away of value. So you're going to say, hey, you came to my landing page. Thank you for coming. I would like your email address, for example. That's a common purpose for the landing page. I would like your email address. Here's a free PDF guide to whatever it happens to be, how to use my product, what kind of services I offer, but here's, a bunch of tips and a bunch of insight that you can use even if you don't use my service. Okay, so for example, let's say you are doing taxes for clients. You can perhaps have a guide like, hey, here's how you get ready for your 2022 tax preparation season. Here are some tips and guidelines. And it brings them value no matter whether they deal with you or not. So they've given you value by giving the email address to get the guide, right? So, surreptitiously, they've kind of already provided you what you're looking for, but you're gaining their affinity by giving them something of value, whether they book a call with you, whether they buy your product or not. Okay? So now once you've done that, they know you, they came to the landing page, you gave something away, and now they are growing in their affinity for you. Now, in the content of the thing you've given away and the whole process writ large, you are now developing trust with them. And so, but as you can see, by paying for the traffic, getting them on the page, giving them something of value, you've sped up that know, like, and trust equation. And you've kind of moved that along at a brisker pace than you would if you just dumped them over on your website and crossed your fingers and hoped that they kind of found their way through whatever they were looking for. Okay? So again, guys, I didn't want to go too long on this. Just kind of want to give you sort of a wave-top view of the difference between these two things. I mean, if you're a non-technical person, you're focused on your trade or your product, and you're not real focused on digital marketing and so forth, you may not understand these nuances. And of course, if you guys have any questions about, the difference between the two, how you use them, what products you want to use to set them up, is it ClickFunnels, is it GetResponse, is it, MailChimp? I mean, there's just so many different tools and plugins and ways to set this up that serve different purposes or bring you different levels of value. We can always, consult with you about that. And honestly, we'll be doing future episodes about different granular level tactics on how to execute some of this stuff and what tools to use and so on and so forth. All right, but just want to get you guys this orientation. Again, if you have any questions on landing pages, home pages, websites, drop us a note here. Go visit our Facebook and LinkedIn pages. You can reach out to us there as well. But in the meantime, we super appreciate you guys listening to the podcast. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Please hit the like button. And we definitely appreciate your support for doing that. But again, love to hear from you. Send us any questions you have. We'll be back with episode 11 later this week. And we'll see you guys then. Thank you so much for listening, and have a great night. Have a great night. Bye-bye.